way and ran out onto the street. Well, TSA officials say they expect travel rates to spike this holiday season, and they're even going so far as to say it may be the busiest season in the agency's history. And so to make sure that you get to your destination safely and without any mishaps, TSA workers are at Newark Liberty Airport giving their best tips for holiday travels. Let's take a listen in.
It's Friday on November 22nd, and it goes through December 2nd. We think that we're probably likely to screen about 27 million passengers nationwide during that period. Now, here at Newark, on a typical weekday, not Thanksgiving period, we'll probably screen close to 60,000 people a day. And during the Thanksgiving travel period, we're more likely to screen closer to 70,000 people a day. So what does that mean? Get here early. It's going to be crowded. The terminal is going to be congested. It will take longer on the roadways. It's going to take longer to park your car. It's going to take longer to check your bag, longer to get your boarding pass, longer to get your Starbucks, right? So you can expect the line to be long at the TSA checkpoint as well. Now, if you do find yourself in a line, use that time to your advantage. That's the ideal time for you to take things out of your pockets and put them in your carry-on bags. We recommend you put them in your carry-on bags and not in the bin, because oftentimes people accidentally leave things in the bin. Most common things they leave behind: keys, their ID, glasses sometimes, and this time of year some gloves, hats, and scarves. So we want to make sure that you take those items with you, so please consider putting them into your carry-on bag while you're waiting in line. Another important thing you can do while you're in line is that's the ideal time to pull out your boarding pass and your ID. Don't wait till you get to the ticket document checker to start pulling out your ID, fumbling in your wallet, fumbling in your handbag, because you're going to make enemies with the people behind you, okay? And they're just going to give you the stink eye. And you don't want to make enemies with the people behind you. Hey, it's Thanksgiving, you know? So this time of year, people travel with food items, typically food items that have to do with the Thanksgiving holiday. We see everything from full turkeys, right?
Full turkeys.
And ham, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, so we've got some groceries here for the holidays, and let's go over what should go in your carry-on bag or what should go in your check bag. All right. So, holiday time of year, we see a lot of people traveling with stuffing. Stuffing is very popular at Thanksgiving. Do you like stuffing?
I do.
I think a lot of people like stuffing. Okay, so they travel with stuffing, either cooked or, you know, either in the box to cook when they get to the destination or in the bag. And I hear some stuff shaking in there, but it's a solid. So where should that go? Can that go in your carry-on bag?
It absolutely can.
So why can it go in your carry-on bag?
It can go in your carry-on bag because it's a solid.
All right, let's put that in the bin. All right, carry on. So preserves. Preserves are very popular. Preserves are very popular. We see people traveling with homemade preserves, or they purchase it at, say, a farmer's market or at the grocery store. It makes a nice gift, but it also helps with the holiday table. So you can see that that's something you can spread. So basically, the rule of thumb is if it's a solid, it can go in your carry-on bag. If it is a liquid, a gel, a paste, a spreadable, it should go in your
Check
bag. So let's put that in there. All right, so the rule of thumb actually is if you can spill it, spread it, spray it, pump it, or pour it, it should go in your
checked bag.
Excellent, thank you. Another popular food item, cranberry sauce, either homemade or in a jar or in a can, and we see people traveling with this as well. Oftentimes, typically, of course, if it's homemade, it's in one of those tightly sealed Tupperware containers, which is wise. And so, I hear
liquid.
It's liquid, so where's that go?
It's going to go in your checked bag.
All right, let's put it right in there, thanks. Right, so believe it or not, people will travel with anything, right? So here we got a sweet potato. Where should the sweet potato go?
It can go in the bin in your carry-on as well.
Okay, let's put that right in there.
Right.
Thanks. People like sweet potato casserole, and they like to melt marshmallows on top. So oftentimes, people will bring their pre-made casserole, and then when they get to their destination, they'll put the marshmallows on top, toss it in the oven for a few minutes, and melt the marshmallows. Where should the marshmallows go?
In the bin.
Okay, you can carry that on.
Okay.
So So there's a couple different types of gravy for Thanksgiving, and people love gravy with their turkey. There's the kind in the jar or the can, or homemade, and then there's the kind in the packet that you're going to make when you get to your destination using the packet. Where does this one go?
Well, you can put that in the bin with your carry-on.
Okay, and this one?
And you're gonna put that in your checked luggage.
Okay, you sure?
Yes.
Okay, just check. All right. Where's the bottle? Oh, we have one more stashed somewhere. Okay, there we go.
All right.
So people like to bring a nice bottle of wine to contribute to the holiday table, and that's okay with us. We understand you want to enjoy your Thanksgiving with your family and friends, but that should go.
In your checked luggage.
So why?
Because anything over 3.4 ounces and it's a liquid, it's gonna go into your checked bag.
Well, I know some people like to travel with miniatures. Where does the miniature go?
The miniature can actually go into your,
Go ahead, say it again.
on your carry-on bag because it is less than 3.4 ounces.
And what is 3.4 ounces?
It's the international standard for liquids that you're allowed to carry on.
Yeah, so the international standard is 100 milliliters, and that's less than 100 milliliters.
Yes.
So to do that, to travel with that, you've got to, however, make sure it goes in your little liquids, gels, and aerosols bag. We call that a 311 bag, 3.4 ounces, 1 quart-size bag, 1 bag per person. So you've got the honors.
All right.
All right, goes in there, seal it up, and you can take that in your carry-on. So then, of course, probably one of the most popular things we see people bringing to the checkpoint this time of year, homemade pies or cakes, or their pies and cakes from their favorite bakery. So here we've got a lovely, tasty-looking pumpkin pie. So should they put that in their check bag or their carry-on bag?
Well, you can put that inside of your carry-on bag.
Yeah, so you can carry that puppy right on. All right, very good then. So that's our little demo. We can answer other questions about, holiday travel in general. We can give you as many tips as you'd like. Any questions?
So if somebody brings something homemade, you were mentioning casseroles. I'm thinking some casseroles have fluids in them, gravy, what have you. Where do those go?
Typically, a casserole is considered to be a solid, so you can carry that on if you like.
Even though it may have gravy or some kind of liquid?
It's considered a solid, just like the pumpkin pie is.
We keep this on topic or?
On topic. We'll do one-on-ones off topic. Thank you.
Do you mind, pardon us, but what were the tips that you gave about the suitcase?
So anything that is a liquid or gel, spreadable, something like a paste, peanut butter, anything that you could spread food-wise should probably go into your check bag. The other interesting thing actually is TSA has a free downloadable app for that. It's called My TSA. You can download it. It has a great feature. The feature is, can I bring my? You type in the name of the item, it'll let you know right away, yes, you can bring your pumpkin pie. Yes, you can bring your pie. Or you can take a picture of it and send it to us on Twitter. We have a very active social media account on Twitter. It's called @AskTSA, also on Facebook Messenger. You can take a picture of it and say, can I bring this in my carry-on bag? We answer lots of questions that way. So those are 2 very easy ways to get more information on what should go in your check bag or your carry-on bag.
Linda, could you go through that list again, what you had said before, where, what you
I
can
can.
get?
Yeah. So basically, if you can spill it, spread it, spray it, pump it, or pour it, and it's more than 3.4 ounces, it should go in your check bag. And if it's smaller than 3.4 ounces and you can spill it, spread it, spray it, pump it, or pour it, as long as it fits in this little 311 bag like the miniature alcohol did, then you can put that in your carry-on bag.
A lot of people do have questions about the miniature alcohol. Can you show me that once more? Because, and I don't know if you can answer this question, some people bring on the miniature alcohol, and then can they actually consume that on the plane?
That's up to the airline. We'll screen it. We'll let you bring it on.
Okay. Is there everything in that bag is in the right size? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. All these. So we've got some mouthwash, shampoo, suntan lotion, toothpaste, hairspray, a variety of things, conditioner, and a little fireball.
Yeah, I do. A lot of people, it's been some time, obviously, since these rules were put in place. Do they still have to go on those Ziploc bags? Because sometimes it seems like, we can travel without putting them in the bags.
You're supposed to be able to put it in the bag. That way, if there has to be a check, it's so much easier to pull out of the bag. So whenever you're packing things like electronics, because you have to remove any electronics larger than a cell phone and put them in the bin with nothing above it and below it, so that way TSA officers can get a really good x-ray image of it, right? So if you're stacking your electronics, then they can't really get a good image. The idea is we want to make sure it's really your laptop or your electronic game. We want to make sure that nobody has altered it in any fashion that could cause harm.
What is the typical or average delay time because of these missteps with travelers? So if someone puts something in their bag and they have to be screened additionally, like how much longer does it add to the overall wait time for the TSA?
So you know what? All that depends. So that's not really an exact answer. It depends on how many people get backed up. If there are 5 or 6 bags in a row that there have to be a bag check, it'll take a little longer for that 5th bag to get checked versus that first one. If there's only one person that maybe left their bottle of water in there, then that's going to go a little faster. If you do want to stay hydrated and travel with water, what we recommend is you bring an empty bottle and you fill it up on the secure side of the checkpoint. You even save yourself a few bucks.
Yeah. Even there's no data though to talk about average.
Because it depends on how many people are in the line who have something that require a bag check.
And why are these tips important going into this travel season on Wednesday?
It's important to remember what should go in your check bag versus your carry-on bag, especially at holiday time of year, because there's so many more travelers. We expect about 70,000 more travelers, or we expect about 10,000 more travelers here on an average day, in the busier day of the Thanksgiving holiday travel season here at Newark compared to, say, an average weekday last week.
So because of the volume, you want to get the tips out now, is that what you're saying? I know you probably already said it, but I'm just trying to make sure we get it.
So,
like you're telling us, you're reminding our viewers and travelers about this tip because of the volume coming up.
there are so many passengers traveling, we want to make sure that everything goes as smoothly and efficiently as possible. It's also very important to listen to the guidance that the TSA officers are providing, because sometimes they might be directing you to a lane that's a little quicker, a little shorter. Sometimes they might be reminding you, hey, it looks like you still maybe have your keys in your pocket. And the last thing a TSA officer wants to do, I can assure you, is a pat down. So the TSA officers want to make sure you get through the checkpoint smoothly and efficiently.
The TSA.
And we've been watching a press conference at Newark Liberty Airport. That's where TSA officials were giving travel tips ahead of this holiday season. And if you're traveling, don't forget that you can bring CBSN New York on the go with you. You can stream us on cbsnewyork.com and just look for that red button at the top of the page, or find us on the CBS News app on your phone, Xbox One, Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and PlayStation. And of course, it is all free. But right now, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back right here on CBSN New York.